Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jasmine, you can call me Jazz. Today is going to be about what I do in my journaling process to improve my mental health. Mental health is such a topic, right? Such a topic because it's so mainstream now. It's become an industry. Corporations know that they can literally make money off of people's well-being. Now there are all of these mental health movements like do a face mask. Your clinical depression will be cured after that face mask. It feels yucky because on the one hand, I'm so glad that we're moving in the right direction to destigmatizing mental health, because even in my own family, like, the stigmas I can see over time have been breaking down, but I know that that has a lot more to do with me and the people in their lives than what these corporations are trying to portray. But then on the other hand, it's like silencing so many people who don't fit the cute, soft version of what mental illness is. Mental health is something that I'm extremely passionate about, so I plan to make more content about that on my channel, so please look forward to that. I'm specifically doing it right now because the seasons are changing, and if you don't know, people with mental illness, for the most part, not everybody, they tend to have more flare-ups during the winter time. Something about the seasons changing and not having as much daylight can really affect your mental health because you're not getting as much vitamin D as you would during the spring or the summer. So I personally have been feeling it, and I've been trying to cope, especially with everything that's going on right now. It's very depressing. Social media is very depressing, but also, you know, you look to your friends. Like, your support system is very important when you're dealing with the mental illness. And when we're in a worldwide crisis, because we're not going to say the word on this channel, it's kind of hard to reach out to friends. So I'm just doing what I can from the four corners of my apartment and trying to live my best life. Let's talk about journaling. I have journaled for as long as I can remember. My mother is an English professor. She has been for, again, as long as I can remember. So I think that has a lot to do with my creativeness when it comes to a pen and paper. I used to write a lot of poetry when I was younger. I used to write song lyrics, but that has slowed down a little bit since I've become an adult. But I still try to keep up with it. When you pick up a pen and paper and just start writing, even if you don't know what you're gonna write about, you just, hi, my name is Jasmine, this is what I did today, this is what I ate today. You get more comfortable with yourself, and then you realize, you look down and it's like you just, you know, revealed something about yourself that you have been feeling emotionally, but you couldn't recognize that. So you never took the time to stop and listen to yourself and see how you were feeling. I really think that writing is a good avenue to do that. We'll get right into it. For my journaling process, I have 3 journals. This is my OG journal, this is my everyday journal, this is my therapy journal. And when I say therapy, I mean everything that goes into this book my therapist sees. I don't censor what I'm saying because there's literally no point in censoring yourself with a therapist, because at that point you're wasting money, baby, and we don't waste money over here. But this is like how it said, even if you don't know what you're gonna write about, you just get up and just start writing. This is the book that I do that in. Like, I'll go through my daily routine. This is what I did today. This is what I ate today. And when I get more comfortable writing, then I'll realize, oh, this was weighing on my mind, and now I have an avenue to get through it. But there are also other days where I'm like, you will not believe what just happened to me. And so then, you know, my therapist is like, oh, okay, this is something that needs to be addressed immediately. You can get a lot of healing done in therapy, but you just have to be aware. And if you have an avenue to show your therapist what your day is looking like in writing in those hours out of the week that you're not in therapy, then there's more space for work to be done, right? Because I just know myself, before I started doing this with my therapist, I'm not even gonna lie, some sessions we would just be sitting there, and it's not like there was nothing that needed to be talked about. Like I said, there's always healing, but it's just like you get in the moment and you kind of freeze up. Like, if nothing, you know, happened on the way there, or if nothing happened, you know, a couple of days before that was really profound, you feel like nothing's wrong. And sometimes nothing is wrong, but still there's always some deeper thinking and deeper retrospection that can be done. So that's why I have this journal. Journaling in this book is really what keeps me sane, and I can tell when something's really going on in my life, when I'm really unsettled, when I write in this journal every day, because I just feel like I need to, like it's what's holding on. This is my coping mechanism, and it's a healthy coping mechanism, and you know we love to cling on to healthy coping mechanisms. So if something's really going wrong, it'll be like September 21st, September 22nd, September 23rd. Every day I'm writing in it. But when things are good, I'll probably write in it 3 times a week. But things may not also be good when I haven't written in like 2 weeks. Alright, and my second journal that I'm going to talk about is just like my creative journal. Like I said, I write poetry, I write little stories, and this is my time when I really just take advantage of it. It's not something that I would like show my therapist all the time, for example, unless there's something specific that I wrote, like a poem that I would want her to look at, like, okay, let's unpack this. But it just serves as a happy place for me, quite frankly. Especially when I'm sad though, I'm pretty sure that there is a link between mental illness and creativity. It sounds so horrible to say, but when I'm in my worst place, that's when I make my best project. My best projects are when things are going really, really bad for me. For that reason, this book hasn't really gotten touched, but I definitely want to, you know, open it up some more. Like, I don't need to see all my business, but I collect tea bag quotes. You know, I'm a heavy tea drinker, but basically it's a little Ziploc bag, and it has a bunch of tea bag quotes in it. That's how you know things were bad. I was like really dependent on them tea bag quotes to get me through the day. I'm not even gonna cap. Yeah, so I do things like that. I've done that for years. I used to glue them to my old journal. This is some of the things that I've done. I'm no artist for sure. I also like to do word pools. One of my English teachers in high school actually put us onto it, and she's really what catapulted my journey into journaling, because we had to, I forgot what she called them, but we just basically had these creative journals in like 2 of her classes, and we had to have had a certain number of pages every time she would check it. She was literally just checking for the numbers, so you could do whatever. You could draw, you could just write words, you could write a poem, write a story, put stickers on it, like just literally anything. And that's just a form of expression. Even when it's like, I'm just trying to do this to get it done, it's an assignment, you're still putting time into something that's yours, and I really thank her for that. I saw this really funny tweet, and it was like, you can tell the degree of depressed that a student is by how strongly he or she clings on to his or her high school English teacher. And I was like, baby, you're too loud. I'm in this tweet and I don't like it. This is a poem that I wrote more recently, because like I said, things are really great. Things are really great. I'm in a really good place. This is my oasis. This is my heaven, where my heart is light and my mind is leveled. This is my home, where I'm never alone, because I am enough. I have freedom and autonomy, the space to be in tune with my Most High. In this space, I feel like I can fly, because I elevate and almost levitate and detach from circumstances that no longer serve me. Here I don't have to hide. Here I'm not shy. Here I'm the architect for my life, just how I like it. Pouring into myself to grow into grace, to cultivate beauty. Here I have a place to do so. The last time I wrote in here was September 15th, by the way. This is the last thing I wrote. Where did the day go? Am I too distracted to know? Perhaps I have nowhere to go. I sit, I sleep, I slink until all the hours have passed me. Disassociation, little communication. I spend my days in a middle split, with one foot in the future and one in the past. My thoughts move so fast, but few of them last. I'm suspended in nothingness. Indecision freezes me. When will I break my split to stand grounded in the present? When will I pick up the cards and lay them in my favor? So yeah, that's my creative one. Before I get to the last one, this is an old one, and this kind of developed into the system that I have now. I just think that even when I'm not in my right mind, I'm always in my right mind. Because when I got this journal, things were not good, but at the time I was not cognizant that, you know, something bad was gonna happen to me that was gonna change the course of my life, literally gonna make my life do a 180. You know, it happened, and I'm so glad that whatever was in me decided to get up one day and get a journal. This was my sophomore year of college, and before that I was just using that same journal I was telling you about from my high school class, right? But I was like, I need a proper journal. I don't know what exactly had prompted me to decide that this was the time that I wanted a new journal, but I did, and I'm so glad that I did, because my therapist knew exactly what happened. You know, she had never met me before, but she had all of this insight into who I was when things happened. And yeah, it really just all started there. And I got this one from Amazon. I really like it. In fact, I'll link it below. And I got this journal from the same place that I got this journal. I know that we're not supporting Amazon, we know, but y'all, the journals are so good. And it's also very important that you like the journal that you're using, because if you're not really attached to what you're journaling in, then there's really no incentive for you to journal. You can look at this journal and be like, wow, this is such a gorgeous journal. Or if you feel like splurging and it's like, wow, I paid so and so for this journal, you better believe I'm gonna use it, then you're gonna use it, quite frankly. So I'll link it below. I think that's really important. And then I also got this one from Ross, and I love this one so much. Actually, I was working at Ross, and one of the customers that I was ringing up, she had it, and I was looking through it and I was like, wow, like all of these lines, and it's got the date where you can put it in, and it's got the little bookmark, and then this is like silver. I was like, this is kind of nice. So I went back after my shift and got like all of them. And it was only $5 too, and I had an employee discount. So yeah, those are my journals. This is the last one, arguably the most important one for me right now, and this is like my divine most high journal. Nobody's getting inside this journal except for me and my divine most high. This is where I pray, this is where I manifest, this is where I keep track of the things that come to my psyche when I'm meditating. This is when I talk to myself, like on a spiritual level, when I decide that I need to get in touch with my higher self, or when my higher self decides that she needs to call on my low vibrational self and tell her to get it together. This is the space where that all happens. I think one of the biggest realizations that I've had this year and on my own journey of spirituality is that we are God, and God lives inside of us. And you know, I was raised Christian, and it's something that we're told, obviously, and I think that that's something that's said in every religion, but I don't know, like God is always with you, Jesus Christ is with you, but literally, like, we are embodiments of a higher power. And when you see it like that, there's no reason for you to go rushing to find meaning in something else, because everything that you could have ever needed, self-worth, confidence, a passion for life, is all within you, and it has been the whole time. And I think once you understand that, it gets so much easier to navigate the world, and it gets so much easier to navigate relationships with the people in your life. Once I understood that, things got a lot easier for me, and this is my space where I really just get in touch with myself and my most high. I just think it's so important to write down spiritual things, you know, like let's take manifestation for example. Everything that I have ever written in this journal, baby, that I've manifested has come true. Everything. And if it hasn't, I'm like, I can feel myself getting closer, like I'm making progress to a goal that I'm about to manifest. I feel the same way when it comes to prayer. I literally write my prayers in here, because it's 3 avenues for me to send my prayers up. I'm writing it, I'm thinking it, and then after I write it, I recite it. And I might recite it 2 or 3 times, because baby, when the prayers go up, the blessings come down, and boy do they come down. You know what I'm saying? There's another whole wave space for mental health in media, but also there's this thing with like, it's a spirituality movement on social media as well, and people talk about manifesting all the time. They're like, oh, I'm about to manifest XYZ. Let me tell you this right now, because if you're trying to manifest and it's not working, let me tell you something. You are not supposed to tell people what you're manifesting. Like, that is between you and your higher self, that is between you and the universe, that is between you and God. And then when you do get what you've manifested, that's when you can be like, okay, y'all, I manifested this, I prayed for this, and the blessings came. I don't know what it is, baby, but the universe does not like when you tell people what you're trying to get. So just keep it between you and your book and your higher self, and things will come into fruition. every time. To sum it up, these are the 3 books that I use to journal. This is my therapy book. Only me and my therapist see this one. I like to write in this one at least 3 times a week. And then this is my creative journal. There is no set time that I would like to open it up, how many times I use it. Just whenever I feel inspired, I'll write something. And typically when I feel inspired is when I'm outside. Something about that vitamin D, y'all. So that's usually when I'm writing in here, I'm outside. This is my manifestation journal, and I actually try to write in this one at least every other day, because I always, for the most part, will pray. Like, I pray very often, and then I also keep track of the things that come to my psyche when I'm meditating, and I meditate at least every other day. At least, you know, we try to do more than that, but you know how things can get. I like having this method because I'm always in touch with myself in one way, shape, or form, as long as I'm picking up one of these journals. So sometimes I'll pick up my therapy book and I'm like, dang, like I have not written here like a month, but I've been up in this journal like every day, you know what I'm saying? Or it's like I haven't been in this one as much as I like to, but I've been using my creative journal more than I ever have in the past couple of weeks. I think when you have different avenues to express yourself, that's exactly what's going to happen. My journaling is not cute, it's not pretty, it's the hard truth. It is me, and it is so imperative to my healing. And so that concludes it. I hope you like this video. If you journal as well, please let me know what your techniques are, because everybody journals differently. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.